Hello YouTube, this is Frugal. Welcome to another Froogle'S Hangar. It's kind of not what I planned for the Froogle'S Hangar. Notice we're in the NGX. I have a ton of planes I've got to do for Froogle'S Hangar, and this isn't one of them because I already do this quite a lot. There's a reason for this. This is actually the Poseidon, but it's the 737 NGX. I have a very good friend called Paul who's come over to visit. Say hello.
Hello.
There's Paul. Paul has a dirty secret, which is, how many hours do you have?
About 12,000.
12,000 hours as an airline pilot and captain. He's now captain. We're not going to mention the airline or anything like that. No publicity for those people. But he mainly flies the MD-80 right now. You're qualified on the 737, albeit the earlier one than this one.
That's right.
Cool. Now I had a crazy idea, which is why Paul came over, because I asked him, look, I want to fly a pattern in a 737. How do you do that? And his response was basically, we don't. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
It's just stupid because there's too much to do, but it is good fun. And we ran through a couple of practice sessions with me trying to not crash, and we did a pattern, and we're going to do it right now. And Paul is here to guide me because I don't know what I'm doing, and he's going to help me out. So we're in the 737. It's in the default PMDG state, so it's ready to go. So what we are doing, we're at Sanford, KSFB, Sierra Foxtrot Bravo, and we're going to be flying a left-hand pattern onto runway 9, which is where we currently are. And so far, that all makes perfect sense. What we need to do is set up the CDU, because it's PMDG, and they're odd. So in FS actions, I'm going to put 1/3 of fuel in here. This is going to be a ridiculously light aircraft. So all you experts out there, my expert's bigger than your expert. All right, so before we get going. Anyway, I'm going to go empty on the payload. So not much fuel, no people in the back. And this is the coolest thing. He was talking me through this, and he's got some experience, obviously, with CDUs and FMSs, and taught me a thing or two, which is just amazing. Watch this. So we're at KSFB. So we'll key this in here, KSFB. I just realized I don't have my headphones on, so I'm going to grab those right now and turn them on. Sorry, Paul, let me turn those on for you. They're on. Okay, now we've got headphones on, we can hear what's going on. So we'll put that in as a reference airport. If we go route, we're going to set this up as KSFB to KSFB, which doesn't really matter for anything other than to stop the aircraft getting confused. Now, look at this. So here, init ref, we'll go through and set all this stuff up so we can figure out somewhat performance. We'll put in, say, 5 on the reserves. Cost index doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere. We're literally going to take off, fly around the land, which is the kind of stuff you would do in a Cessna, not in a 737 NG. So 1,500 feet. Great. N1 limits, we'll do a derated takeoff number 2, climb 2. Again, doesn't matter, we're not going to be climbing. And we're going to take off. It'll be a flaps 5 takeoff. Center of gravity, hopefully that comes up. There's our trim. Notice there's no V speeds. I could look in the manual to figure out what they are, but realistically it doesn't matter too much. So we'll ignore all that bit. But here's the cool bit. I was now, at this point, going to go through and set up here, all the MCP, and go down here, and I was keying in fixes. I want the center line extending and all this stuff. And Paul showed me a really, really awesome trick. So I click on departures arrivals. Yep. So we'll click on that. We're going to arrive at KSFB, ILS 9 left. Okay. Do I have to do anything else now? No, that's it, right? That's it?
That's it. Just clear that
clear the
pad.
warning.
Yep. And then go to route.
So we go to route.
And then activate.
Activate, execute. Now if we go to the legs page, I never knew this. This is cool. On the charts, ALNAF is a pretty good final fix, I guess, for landing. So we're going to click on that one, and we're going to bring it up to the top, right?
Yep.
Look at this thing here. What do I need to do with this?
Really, you don't have to do anything right now, but you could put in a final approach bearing.
All right, so we put in, say, 095.
Yep.
And then when we click execute, as soon as we do that, putting in that 095 there, let me change this display. It's tricky to do. I don't have anything set up really for my normal views and recording, so bear with me, guys. But if we click on center here, look, we have a center line extending all the way through. I was doing all sorts of stuff, like putting in a fix from the airport and bearing 095 for 10 miles and drawing all weird green circles, and none of that's necessary at all. Just do that. So that's pretty much all we need, right, to configure this to take off and run around and land again.
That's right.
Awesome. All right. Unable cruise altitude. Ignore all that. That's stupid. So our initial speed was set, say, what, 180?
That sounds good.
Normally it'd be like V2, right?
Right. That's you normally. That's for engine out. Yeah.
But we don't know what V2 is, so we'll guess 180
Exactly.
and 095, 096, and we're going up to 1,500 feet.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Now Paul's going to talk me through this bit because we did it, Now, it was too cool. We did this, and I did it all on the autopilot, because I'm lame. I took off and engaged the autopilot, and we had heading holds everywhere, and it was fantastic. And then I said, do you want to go? And he had to go, and he did the whole thing manually, and it was amazing to watch. But we're not going to do that right now. Who's beeping? I'm beeping. Okay, ignore that. So, 180, 095, 1500 feet, everything's good. Flight director is armed, master on my side, auto throttle's armed. We're all good there. So we'll go through and set everything else up like we're going to take off properly. So those lights on, all of that on, continuous, strobes, that one, anti-collision lights on, and RTO, right?
Yeah.
Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
What about flaps?
Oh. Could be wrong.
Alright, flaps 5 for takeoff. Now it's going to be really, really fast. This is why they don't tend to do this. They very rarely do this. The real pilots of these real airplanes, they sometimes do it in sims, but even then it's a foreign environment. It's just not normal. Alright, we're at flaps 2. Let's go flaps 5. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. So, wish me luck. This is so stupid, but it's cool. I set barometric as well. Okay. So I'm going to power it up to 40%, and then we'll hit toga. A little bit more than 40%. There we go. Engines look good. So toga. And beeping because the parking brake's on, so we'll take that off. Now my rudder pedals are a little bit, I've been messing with them, so ignore me slaloming down the runway here. But everything you just seen is all you would need to do at your favorite airport, basically, to set the aircraft up to fly a pattern. It's bonkers. It's very, very easy. I didn't think it would be this easy. And the reason I wanted to try this is we never do this. Normally, people who have the 737NG or the 777 way too fast. Hang on, gear up. We just go on autopilot all the time and don't really fly the plane, so I thought it would be a neat thing to try. So we're looking up here, we're at toga, look at that, altitude acquired. What does that mean?
That means it's arming the capture of the altitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're climbing up, we're going to be holding 1500 feet. Excuse my phone going, let's bring the nose down.
There you go, just follow the director.
He's gesticulating at me.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop it. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm way too high, but I'm gonna try and do what he did, which is fly it manually, which is not gonna work. So we're gonna go flaps out. You could help me out with this stuff,
let me
by the
do
way.
that.
You could
actually
actually
me about. That's good.
move levers and stuff. You know what they do.
That's
All
what
right.
you did for me.
There you go. Here's a mouse.
Thank you.
So what do I want to do now? I want to turn, right?
Yeah. Let me give you heading select here. Heading select.
Okay.
And then bring.
I got a
There we
weird
go.
trackball mouse that he's having
Yeah.
issues with. That's what's going on right
There
now.
we go.
So
Just
we're going
follow
to
the
go to
bars?
north. So I'm going to follow the bars. Oh, you see the flight director pink magenta line there. Hang on, let me put you down on that view. There, just deviated to the left. So we're going to try and follow that. There we go. So I got it. I'm very low. So this is the most unprofessional Frugal video ever because I'm in awe of the guy sitting next to me. So ignore the mistakes. But again, anything you can say in the comments to tell me how bad I am at this doesn't count. Because he's already told me and he knows more than you do. Alright, we're coming around on 0 now, so I'm going to roll out. Trying to get back up to our altitude. Okay, so, whoops, no, too soon. Okay.
Perfect.
This is going well. I'm surprised.
Very nice.
Now what do we do?
Okay, now I'll just give you a heading of 275 if I can here. Hang on.
You need to get the inner knob on that.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Alright, so he's going to wind in 275, so that puts us on downwind. Oh, you can see the pink line moving already, so we'll try to follow it. Try to keep the nose up this time, Frugal. You noob. I wish whoever's texting me, stop. Oh, so bringing the nose up, trying to hold it level. There we go. And that's the shortest, narrowest circuit I've ever done in a monster jet. It's insane. Now he's actually based at Sanford, so we're actually flying at his home and my home. You know, I only live a little while away from Sanford. He does this, not this pattern, because that would be stupid, but he flies in here pretty much every week. And is intimately familiar. When we were flying over this landscape, he's pointing out stuff on the scenery, going, "Oh, that's I-4. This is where we need to be at this number of feet." And I was like, "Wow, I follow charts and autopilot because I'm a noob." Okay, 1,500 feet. Now what?
Perfect. You just relax for a little bit.
Okay. How much of a little bit? What are we looking for?
You're looking for approximately the middle of the runway on your display.
All right, so we can see the middle of the runway there. When we hit it, then what? And we start slowing down?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a shock to many of you, the way we slow down. And I was a little bit surprised. But this is how they do it. So...
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to flaps 15 here.
So he's gone to flaps 15 already. Those green markers on the PFD are the minimum maneuvering speed for that configuration. So minimum speed for a clean config. We can go to flaps a lot sooner. Now he's bringing the speed down. Auto throttle's managing the speed, obviously. Whoops. Got to follow those pink lines. We're climbing. So speed's coming down. We've already gone to flaps 15. In fact, it's going there right now. Hopefully we didn't go too far. Just keep a close eye on it. Stop it right about there. Alright, so we got a little bit of beeping, which is fine because we're not configured to land, but we're in landing flaps. Oh, a little bit more.
Oh, come on.
My flaps lever is tricky. Oh, I'm climbing again. There we go.
Perfect.
So now what?
Now you just wait just a little bit.
Okay.
And then we'll do the base leg and configure.
And we're heading towards that Ulnav waypoint.
Yes.
I gotta trim this. We're climbing and doing all sorts of nasty stuff. Hang on. Notice because flight director's on, and we did set up that approach that the flight director is telling me roughly where to go. And we got a nasty beeping going on because I'm nose down right now and all sorts of nastiness.
Power's off, yeah.
And power's off. Don't worry about it.
Here, we can do that.
There we go.
10.
He brought up flaps back to 10
Yeah,
just to stop Boeing
that.
being annoying.
Oops. Sorry.
That's fine. Okay, we're at 1500 now. Okay, good. This is actually a lot of fun, and I encourage all of you in your PMDG 777s and 737s and your air buys to do the same thing. Try it. It's a lot of fun, surprisingly. Alright.
Okay, ready for base leg?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let me dial in the heading here.
So you're going to dial in the heading, and we're going to configure this thing to land in like 2 seconds. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Follow the PFD.
Perfect.
So at this point, right, we go gear down and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
absolutely. I'll get that for you.
You got it? Thank you. So we are completely configured to land.
Oh.
We did check our speeds. By the way, I'm not going to do it right now because we're busy, but you can go down to the CDU, you can bring up the init ref thing, look at the approach speeds. We know that our VREF is 126. So ultimately we're going to slow down to 130 something, 131. I'm trying to hold my altitude here. Now this is a cool thing as well, by the way. If you click on LNAV at this point, just click it, because we're not on autopilot.
Yeah.
Can you actually click on that?
Absolutely.
Because we set in that course thing, watch the navigation. You see that? It draws an intercept course, and if you had the autopilot on at this point, it will try to intercept and put you on the right approach, which is just beyond crazy cool. In fact, now that's armed, I've actually... It went away.
Yeah, what did it do?
You
that
turned
for?
it off.
Oh, hang on.
Has it gone away now?
What did I do?
He broke it. He broke
I
the
did.
plane. That's fine. But just so you know, you can arm LNAV, and then the flight director will start guiding you onto finals, which is beyond cool. And I'm a little bit out of position. I went too far on my turn, but that's cool.
Let's turn that off and turn it back on. See if we get back here.
I can't change my
Nope.
view. Hang on, let me change the view there. Nothing? No.
Let's have another go.
Alright, so I've climbed a little bit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
Yeah, that's a good intercept. Okay, let me give you flaps.
Flaps
Oh, you got
30.
it. You
Yeah,
got it.
we're going
And
down.
arm,
Now, here's the next cool bit. I love having this guy because I did this earlier and I had the same trouble I'm having right now. I'm too high, too fast. He's trying to arm the speed brake. There we go. Got it?
No.
There we go.
There we go.
Too high, too fast. I'm like, everybody on the live stream right now would be screaming at me to go around. Should I go around? And he says, nope. This is why you have 11,000 feet of runway. There we go. 131. It's going down now. So speed's all coming down. So the point is, and I said this in a previous video, we worry a little bit too much about doing everything completely by the book because it's a desktop sim, but in the real world they actually don't. As long as you're safe, right, and not doing something that's going to kill everybody or break the plane, we're all good. And there we are. So we're pretty much at the right height now. Just need to trim this so we're not plummeting groundwards too fast. There we go. Oh, I need to trim it again. So the speeds come down nicely, and we're all good. So, but normally, I've done that on live streams, and people will be like, go around, there's no need. Just don't panic. He's going to get ready to disarm the auto throttle, which is like, oh, you're going to the dentist today. Okay, go on.
Here you go.
I'm going to hit that flashing red warning. I'm going to bring the power back. And this might not be a pretty landing, and I'm not going to re-record it because I don't care. The point really is to show you guys that if you want, you can do some kind of fun stuff in the NGX or any of the big jets that you've got, like the Airbus or the Leonardo MD-80 or the 777 or whatever. Just set it up and do a circuit. It's actually pretty hard, and it's a lot of fun, and it's completely unrealistic because they don't do that for real. They only ever do it in a sim, and even then the experts are like, oh my god, oh, a little bit too slow. Power would be good. Oh, see, he's just waving at me now. You're fine. And he said perfect, guys. Alright, so powering off now. Might go a little long. And we're down. So nose is coming down. Reverse is up. And like I said, my rudder pedals are all kind of screwy right now, so ignore the slaloming. There's the 80 knots. And just double tap the brakes to turn the auto brake off and gently slow. So there you go. How to fly a pattern really badly, but how to fly a pattern in an NGX. It's good fun. Seriously, try it. Don't just do what we all do and do that 30-minute flight planning, key everything in, take off and sit back for 3 hours and watch the computer fly itself. Try this a few times. It's a lot of fun. And I got to say thank you once again to my friend Paul for taking time out to actually not only go through this with me before I started recording, but agreeing to me to hit the record button. So that's awesome, Paul. Thank you very much.
More than welcome.